From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebounds. The Canadian Olympic Committee says it has revoked accreditation from the coach of six-time Olympic medal-winning sprinter Andre Grasse. The COC announced this morning that new information has come to light about the appropriateness of accrediting Rana Ryder. It says Ryder was on probation with the U.S. Center for Safe Sport until this past May, and his approval had been based on the understanding that he had no other sanctions against him. The COC did not specify the nature of the new information, but UK media outlets have reported the decision is tied to safeguarding concerns and allegations of sexual and emotional abuse. And court documents filed in Broward County, Florida, shows 3 women filing suit against Ryder there. The allegations have not been proven in court. Japan's benchmark Nikkei stock index closed 10% higher today, a day after its near-record plunge sent markets tumbling in Europe and on Wall Street. The scary Monday stemmed from fears about a slowing U.S. economy. The BC government says it's keeping a close eye on river flows as a big pulse of debris-laden water is expected to work its way down to the Fraser River after a massive landslide dammed the Chilcotin River last week. Connie Chapman with the province's Water Management Branch says the pulse of water after the dam breached yesterday morning will make its way toward the Fraser River. She says modeling shows it'll reach the community of Hope sometime today. Parks Canada says the Jasper, Alberta wildfire has remained about the same size as it was a day ago, but there is some concern about this week's weather forecast.
Alberta Public Safety Minister Mike Ellis says he spoke with the Incident Command Centre and was told there are concerns about warmer, drier weather in the coming days. Yesterday's weather in Jasper was cloudy with a bit of rain. Ellis says the command centre will obviously need to prepare for hotter, drier conditions affecting the fire. Jason White, The Canadian Press.
The deluge from Debby has been destructive. The Category 1 hurricane has been downgraded back to tropical storm status, and she's blamed, though, for at least 5 deaths in Florida and Georgia. Sarasota, Florida, was one of the hardest hit areas. It received twice the rainfall predicted, but it's the slow move toward the Carolinas that has made for some serious problems in the low-lying cities along the southeastern seaboard. Here's ABC meteorologist Ginger Z.
The problem with a storm like this is we're not going to see much movement. It is going to move painstakingly slow Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And so not just around Savannah, but it's mostly Charleston and that South Carolina coast that I'm really worried about going into the coming days, because you have this combination of not just 10 to 20 inches of widespread rain, like that is a lot of rain, but also locally up to 30 inches.
The Canadian Hurricane Centre says Debby could have an impact on eastern Canada later on this week. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board is reporting July home sales were up 3.3% from last year, but down a little from June. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, there were no medals won by Canadian athletes at the Paris Olympics on Monday, but they'll try to change all of that today. Richmond, BC's Cameron Rogers is set to compete in women's hammer throw. The Canadian men's basketball team will take on host France in quarterfinal action. American gymnastics star Simone Biles didn't get the golden send-off she'd hoped for. Biles earned silver in the floor exercise finals after a couple of costly steps out of bounds. Gold went to Brazil's Rebecca Andrade. Biles won 4 medals, though, in Paris and has 11 Olympic medals overall. In baseball news, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays has been named the American League Player of the Week for the 6th time. The Blue Jays will open a 3-game series at home tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. And the Chicago White Sox lost their 21st straight game, tying an American League record. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebounds.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.